I call the Honourable Member Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's a pleasure as Chairman of the Justice and Electoral Select Committee to stand in support of the first reading of this Royal Succession Bill. Mr Speaker, I'm very much looking forward to the deliberations that the committee will have on this bill. I'm looking forward to the submissions that we will receive and hear, because our constitutional monarchy is a rich and proud one. It has tradition and history on its side, and personally I believe that it's a model that has served us well in the past and will continue to serve us well into the future. One of the hallmarks, Mr Speaker, of our constitutional monarchy has been its ability to modify itself, to modernise and to remain relevant over the centuries. For us here in New Zealand, even though we are a young nation, we have a proud tradition of our own in terms of being at the forefront of social change. It's not often, Mr Speaker, that this House debates matters relating to the very core foundation stones of the monarchy that forms the basis of our constitutional roots. As one of the 16 realms that have Her Majesty as Queen and Sovereign, we are a member of an elite group of nations. This bill, sir, modernises royal succession by removing aspects relating to both gender and religious discrimination. New Zealand supports gender and religious freedom, and so this bill has as an outcome that we will then be in line with the principles we hold dear as a nation. Mr Speaker, later this month, New Zealanders will be amongst millions of others from around the Commonwealth and around the world who will welcome the birth of the first child of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. This bill will mean that for the first time in the entire history of the monarchy, that the child, no matter its gender, will succeed His Royal Highness the Duke of Cambridge in due course. The bill implements changes to the rules of royal succession agreed to by all 16 Commonwealth realms. Most of the changes were approved in principle at a meeting held in October 2011, and the rest were agreed at subsequent meetings. Sir, all 16 realms will implement legislation to ensure concurrent and united change. So no longer will royal succession be dependent on a person's sex. The bill allows for an older daughter to precede a younger son for the first time ever, and that's a good thing in terms of where we come from as a nation here in New Zealand. Another aspect of the bill relates to the removal of exclusions preventing people married to a Roman Catholic from the throne. Now, this change will apply to all marriages where the person concerned is alive, which means it will reinstate some people into the line of succession who are currently excluded from it. The Minister, in her introductory comments, made an interesting point, and that was relative to how the ancient law of Royal Marriages Act of 1772, which dates back to the time of King George II and relates to the sovereign approving all marriages of the direct descendants of King George II, and the anomalous and slightly bizarre situation that now exists, where there are clearly could be hundreds, if not thousands, of people who technically have marriages that are not valid in terms of that law. So this bill will change that. So this is a bill that I think helps modernise the monarchy. It makes the monarchy relevant to the 16 realms, and it's a model that has served us well. Our constitutional monarchy is one that we can be proud of. It supports us, we support them, and it's a good process, it's a good model. Mr Speaker, I'm very much looking forward to the progress of this bill through the committee stages, and I commend it to the House.
Just before I call the Honourable Trevor Mallard, an issue was raised by Member of Parliament, Mr Horan, regarding the right of the House to legislate on this. I just wish to advise the House that under Standing Order 1121, the House has the ultimate discretion to legislate on any matter, including those under adjudication in a court. This is doubly the case of court proceedings in foreign jurisdictions. The bill has been subject to considerable thought, including our relationship with other Commonwealth countries prior to its introduction. The member's point is therefore not valid, and we will proceed in due course to the vote. I call the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.